Okay, my dear student, physics first paper, chapter number 2, and the name of the chapter is vector. And my today's topic is uses of scalar product or dot product. My dear student, my today's topic is uses of scalar product or dot product. Now, my dear student, I'm going to discuss the uses of this scalar product. In first case, I'm going to find out angle between two vector. My dear student, in first step, I'm going to find out the angle between two vector quantity. So, find out angle between two vector quantity. Number A, vector A equal to I hat plus 2j hat plus 3k hat. And then number B equal to minus 2i hat plus j hat plus 2k hat. So, my dear student, from vector A and vector B, I'm going to find out here the angle between them. So, to find out the angle between them, I need to use here, my dear student, I need to use here the concept of which quantity? The concept of here scalar quantity, my dear student. Suppose how can you find out this angle between them? You know that vector A dot vector B will equal to AB cos theta. So, my dear student, vector A dot vector B will equal to what? Will equal to nothing but here. This is AB, then cos theta. Now, I need to find out, I'm going to find out the value of theta, my dear student. I'm going to find out here the value of theta. So, I can say that here cos theta will equal to what? Here cos theta will equal to vector A dot vector B divided by the value is AB. Now, theta equal to cos inverse. We can say that vector A dot vector B and divided by AB. This is equation number 1, my dear student. Now, separately, at first I'm going to find out here A dot B and then A and B. So, first of all, here vector A dot then vector B. How can I find out this, my dear student? You can already know this. How can I find out A dot B? And that is A dot B equal to, this is AX, BX plus, this is AY, BY plus, this is AZ and then BZ. Okay. So, what is the value of AX? AX is the component of I hat in vector A, my dear student. X is the coefficient of I hat, X is the multiplier of I hat in vector A. So, what is the multiplier of I hat, my dear student, in vector A? That is 1. Very good. So, that is 1. Into Bx is minus 2 plus Ay is 2 and By is 1. Az is 3 and Bz is 2, my dear student. So, it will equal to minus 2 plus 2 and plus 6 will equal to 6. And then I'm going to find out the value of A and B, my dear student. And then I'm going to find out the value of A and B. So, magnitude of A will equal to root over. You know that it will equal to here AX square plus AY square plus AZ square, by the student. So, what is the value of A? A equal to 1 square plus 2 square plus here 3 square will equal to. So what's the value of a by the student? What's the value of a? By the student. So what is the value of a? A equal to what?
Root 14.
So, root 14.
14.
Equal to here root over 14. Root over 14. Now by the student, the value of b will equal to root over. This is at first bx square plus by square plus this is here bz square by the student root over. So first of all, bx equal to -2 whole square plus by equal to 1 square, okay, plus bz equal to 2 square. So what is the value of b by the student? What is the value of b?
So 3.
So here
So
the value of b equal to, this is 4, 4, 8, 9, and that is 3. Okay. Now by using these values, we can find out theta very easily. So the value of theta from equation 1 will equal to cos inverse a dot b is 6 divided by a equal to root over 14 multiplied by 3. Now my dear student, find out the angle between these two vectors. Now find out, my dear student, the angle between what? These two vectors.
So 69.12 degree.
So this will equal to what? 69.12 degree, my dear student. So this is the angle between vector A and vector B, my dear student. So this is the angle between what? Vector A and here vector B. So this is the first application of dot product, my dear student. So
Sir,
by using the
angle
dot
bhul
product,
hoise. Sir 57.68 hobe, sorry.
so it will equal to 57 point, my dear student, 57.68. Very good, no problem. So we can say that here the first application of dot product is here. By using the dot product, we can find out, my dear student, we can find out the two vector quantities are the angle between them, okay, or these two vector quantity are perpendicular or not. Suppose, my dear student, if two vector quantity are perpendicular vector, I repeat, my dear student, if two vector quantity are perpendicular vector, then you get the dot product will equal to 0. You get the dot product, okay, that will equal to 0. Or you can find out the angle between two vector quantity very easily with the concept of this dot product. So this is the first application of dot product. Now, my dear student, in next step, I'm going to write down another application of dot product. So another application or uses of dot product. Okay, my dear student. So let's see what would be that particular application of dot product. Suppose, my dear student, here vector P will equal to 5 I hat plus 2 j hat plus 3 k hat. Vector Q will equal to what? Q will equal to 3 I hat plus m j hat minus k hat. The question is here for which value of m above to vector quantities are perpendicular. Perpendicular with each other. By the student. The question is here vector P and vector Q are two vector quantities. Then question is here, for which value of m above two vector are perpendicular with each other? Now, my students, you know that when two vector quantities are perpendicular vector, then the dot product is equal to 0. So why the dot product is equal to 0? You see that P dot Q will equal to what? P dot Q will equal to PQ cos theta. Since, my dear student, if they are perpendicular with each other, what does it mean? It indicates that here theta equal to 90 degree. My dear student, here theta equal to what? Here theta equal to 90 degree. Since here theta equal to 90 degree, so obviously we can say that A dot B equal to AB cos theta, and this theta equal to 90 degree. So A into B into cos 90 equal to 0. So what will be the output here? The output will equal to 0. So you can say that, my dear student, when the dot product of two vector quantity will be 0. At the case of if two vector becomes perpendicular vector, only for this case their dot product becomes 0. And by using this concept, you can find out the value of this unknown physical quantities, the value of here m. Now let's find out the value of this m. My dear student, P vector dot Q vector will equal to what? Will equal to 0, since their dot product is 0 because they are perpendicular vector. Now P dot Q equal to what? P dot Q equal to, write down here, Px Qx plus this is Py Qy plus this is Pz and then Qz will equal to 0. My dear student, so here Px is nothing but 5. So Px is nothing but 5 dot Qx is nothing but 3 plus Py is 2, Qy is m, Pz is 3, Qz is minus 1 will equal to 0. My dear student, Qz is minus 1 will equal to 0. So what is the value of m? So it is 15 plus 2m minus 3 will equal to 0. So 2m will equal to 15 minus 3 equal to 12, and this side this is minus 12. So what is the value of m, my dear student? M will equal to minus 6. So if m equal to minus 6, only for this case you can say that vector P and vector Q are perpendicular vector. I repeat, my dear student, vector P and vector Q are perpendicular vector. So what would be the conclusion here? The conclusion is, if m equal to minus 6, then vector P and Q are perpendicular vector. Perpendicular vector. Okay? Any confusion, my students? Any confusion here? Any one of you, my dear student? Any one of you, my dear student? Any confusion here?
No, sir.
No, sir.
Yes, any confusion, my dear student?
No, sir.
Okay. Now, so this is the second application of what? This is the second application of dot product. So by using the dot product, you will find out the value of unknown physical quantities here. Okay. Suppose here m is the unknown quantity. Okay. You have to find out the value of that m under a certain condition. What's the particular condition? If vector P and vector Q are perpendicular vector, then for which value of m these two vectors become perpendicular? My dear student, then for which value of m these two vectors become perpendicular vector? Okay. Now, my next point is, my dear student, my next point. My dear student, my next point, okay, is find out angle with x, y, z axis, x, y, and z axis by vector A will equal to what? Will equal to x I hat plus ay j hat plus az k hat. My dear student, this is the question. The question is here, find out angle with x, y, z axis by vector A. And here vector A equal to what? And here vector A equal to ax I hat plus ay j hat plus az k hat. Okay, so let's find out the angle with these three axes. Suppose, my dear student, at first I'm going to find out the angle with x axis by this vector A. So angle with x axis, suppose alpha equal to angle with x axis. My dear student, alpha equal to what? Alpha equal to here angle with x axis. So since alpha equal to angle with x axis, so we can say that here vector A dot I hat. So let's see, will equal to what? You see that, my dear student, I hat, why I'm just considering only I hat? Because you see that I hat is a vector that is acting along x axis. I repeat, my dear student, I hat is a unit vector that is acting along x axis. And with the help of this I hat, I need to find out the angle of vector A only with x axis. Only with what? Only with x axis. Now, if A dot B equal to AB cos theta, then can I apply here A dot vector I hat equal to, my dear student, A magnitude of A and then magnitude of I hat and then cos angle between them. And then what? Cos angle between them, my dear student. Then cos angle between them. Now, my dear student, what is the value of cos angle between them? At first, you see that A dot I hat. A means what? Its first component, AX. I hat means what, my dear student? I hat means its coefficient is only 1. So, 1 plus AY, it has no coefficient of J hat. It has no component of J hat. Since it has no component of J hat, so it will equal to 0. Similarly, AZ into K hat. Vector A equal to, my dear student, magnitude of A. This is the magnitude of A. And what's the value of the modulus of I hat, my dear student? Value of the modulus of I hat equal to 1. So this will equal to 1. And then cos alpha. Now, my dear student, AX into 1 is nothing but AX. Will equal to, in right side, this is A cos alpha. So what is the value of cos alpha? Cos alpha equal to AX divided by A. Now, angle with x-axis alpha will equal to what? Will equal to cos inverse, my dear student, AX divided by A. Cos inverse AX divided by A. So by this procedure, you can find out the angle with x-axis by a three-dimensional vector. The angle with x-axis by a three-dimensional vector. My dear student, now, any confusion about this calculation, my dear student? Any one of you? Any confusion here about this calculation?
So it's second line AX into 1, AY into 0. It is
Okay, very good, very good. You see that, my dear student, I hat is another vector that's represented just like B. Suppose A dot B equal to, you know that X into Bx plus AY into By plus AZ into Bz. You see that in this particular case, B is the vector only I hat. Only I hat. What does it mean? it has no component of vector j hat. It has no component of vector k hat. So it has no multiplier of j hat. It has no multiplier of k hat. So since it has no multiplier of j hat, what does it mean? The multiplier of j hat is 0, and also the multiplier of k hat is 0. That's why ay into 0 plus az into 0. Because the vector is only I hat. It is only a one-dimensional vector. So it has no coefficient of y hat. It has no coefficient of j hat. Now it is clear to you?
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir.
Anyone, my student? Any one of you? Any confusion? My student? Any one of you? Any confusion here?
Sir.
Okay. Now, so we can say that angle with x-axis. Angle with x-axis is alpha equal to cos inverse, my dear student, cos inverse ax divided by a. Angle with y-axis. Angle with y-axis. This is beta. Will equal to what? Will equal to cos inverse ay divided by a. Now, my dear student, angle with z-axis. Z-axis will equal to gamma. This is nothing but cos inverse, my dear student, az by a. So this is the formula, my dear student. This is the formula, okay? So angle with x-axis, cos inverse x by a. Angle with y-axis, cos inverse ay by a. And then, my dear student, angle with z-axis, that is cos inverse az by a. So these are the formula. You need to memorize this to solve creative quotient, my dear student. These are the formula, okay? So to solve creative quotient, you need to memorize this formula. Now, on the basis of this concept, yes, my dear student, any question? Okay. So on the basis of this formula, I need to solve a mathematical problem. I'm going to solve a mathematical problem, okay? On the basis of this formula. That is, find out angle with x, y, z axis by vector A equal to I hat plus 2j hat plus 3k hat. My dear student, find out angle with x, y, z axis by vector A equal to I hat plus 2j hat plus 3k hat. My dear student, I hat plus 2j hat plus 3k hat. Okay, so I'm going to find out the angle with x, y, z axis. My dear student, I'm going to find out the value of angle with x, y, z axis. Okay, now at first, angle with x axis. My dear student, angle with x axis. Angle with x axis. That is alpha equal to cos inverse ax divided by a. My dear student, alpha equal to cos inverse, that is what? Ax divided by a. Now, what is the value of ax by the student in this situation? What is the value of ax?
1.
1.
Ax equal to 1. Very good. So, cos inverse ax equal to 1. Now, what's the value of a, my dear student? What's the value of a?
So bake होता ना क्या?
A equal to, you need to find out this. Very good. You need to find out this. So it will be equal to 1 square plus 2 square plus 3 square. So this is alpha. Now, my dear student, what is the value of alpha?
74.49 degree.
It is 74.49 degree. 74.49 degree. Okay. Now, angle with y-axis. So angle with y-axis. My student, this is suppose beta. Will you call it? Cos inverse similarly. You can say here, this is AY divided by A. My student, now cos inverse. What is the value of AY? My student, what is the value of AY?
2.
AY equal to 2.
2.
And then what is the value of A? A equal to root over 1 square plus 2 square plus 3 square. Now, my student, find out the value of beta. And that is angle with y-axis. My student, find out the value of beta. That is what?
So
Angle with
57.68.
That is 57.68
68.
degree. Very good. And confusion, my student. And confusion, my student.
No, sir.
Okay. Now, angle with z-axis. Angle with z-axis. So, that is gamma. Will you call to cos inverse? This is AZ divided by A. Now, cos inverse. AZ equal to what, my dear student? AZ equal to, this will equal to 3. AZ equal to 3. And then A equal to here 1 square plus 2 square plus 3 square. Okay. So find out the value of gamma. Minus
So 36.69.
now value of gamma will equal to 36.6.
9.
Student, 36.6.
9, sir, 9.
Okay, 9 degree. So these are the angle with different axes. Now, my student, can you solve the similar problem? This is a very important math for your exam. So can you solve the similar problem? Yes, if you try, you can
Yes,
solve this
sir.
question in this class. No problem. Okay. Suppose here vector A is, my student, suppose vector A is minus 5i hat plus 3j hat plus 7k hat. My student, suppose vector A equal to minus 5i hat, then plus 3j hat, then plus 7k hat. Now find out angle with x, y, z axis. Okay, in my class time. My student, in class time. So let's see what would be the answer of alpha, beta, gamma. What would be the values? Let's see this, my student.
Sir, A equals to কি আরেকবার বলবেন লেখাটা বোঝা
So
যাচ্ছে
A
না
equal to minus 5i hat, my student. A equal to minus 5i hat plus 3j hat plus 7k hat. Okay?
জি
A
স্যার
equal to minus 5i hat plus 3j hat plus 7k hat.
Sir,
Yes, I'm hearing to you.
sir, alpha, sir, 123.28 degrees.
Okay, okay, give it time. So here,
Sir, beta, sir, 70.
so here alpha equal to what?
Sir, 123.28 degree.
123.28 degree. Very good. Now, the value of beta,
Sir, beta is equals to 70.74 degree.
70.74 degree. And what's the value of gamma?
Sir, 39.79 degree.
Gamma equal to 39.79 degree. My student, is it correct?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
My student, is correct answer?
Yes, sir.
Very good.